welcome to the Operation STRIX podcast. I am your host, LaCroix. Joining me today are Roski Draftsman.
Hello.
Cannibal.
Hello.
Blue Moon.
Me, hello.
The cool Blue Rays, also I guess called. We'll go with Blue Sun. Okay.
Hello.
And jumping in and out will be our other friend Nagi, who doesn't have her mic on right now. That's fine. Okay, so we're here to we've got first we're going to discuss the chapter that just dropped today, and then after we're done with that, we've got a little game that we'd like to play at the end of this, and this is going to be a surprise to everyone else. So I'm really excited to see how this goes. But okay, all right, just throwing it out there. New chapter, end of the arc, finally. We've cleared the boat arc, got through all of the angst, and now we are treated to what I assume everyone has been waiting for this entire time. Open floor. What did y'all think?
Fluffy.
Fluffy.
I mean, that's the entire bulk of the chapter. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
Yeah. It was very, very wholesome. I loved it.
What I liked about
we
it.
had
Okay.
everything. Oh my. Can I?
Yeah.
We had everything we've been asking for. Really. We
Yes.
had our 2-year crumbs. We had good family moments. We have, Loid blushing. Something really important. Loid blushing.
Yeah.
He blushing. He's filled with feelings. That's something we don't see every day. You had everything. It was
We had the
too
royal carry.
wholesome.
Blushing Loid is, yes, all we've been asking for. We've been asking for family moments too, but yeah, that was definitely one of the things that we've been hoping for. I guess is more just more family time because they have not been together in 15 chapters or something like that.
yeah, I mean, with your killing 8 men and all of that, there hasn't been a lot of opportunity for them to get together.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much that. It was like a payoff of wholesome moments, like the occasional funny beats. Lloyd being a dad, Lloyd being a husband.
All the check marks. Yeah. Well, I think so. Okay, so first of all, I just love how somebody talked about this. Or pretty much everybody talked about this, but Anya just being a kid, and like she's I this whole arc, she's had her moments of just being a kid, which is really my favorite parts of the manga, is because Endo writes kids so well, and I don't know, Anya just like. Every time she does something, it just like triggers a moment in my childhood, and like every time, like when she first, they hopped off the boat, and she's just like she does that little jump thing, and she's like, "Yeah, perfect landing," and I was like, I don't know, I just love how innocent she is.
The whole Anya behaving, acting, thinking like a child is something that amazes me even more. Because even though I'm going to some angsty moment, but even after everything she been through, all the mess, and she simply avoided a bombing a second time. It's the second time she avoided a bombing in somewhere crowded. She's a true hero. And even so, she still found time to enjoy her vacation like any other child will. Like any other kid would.
Definitely, yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, Anya's adorable. I'm just saying, yeah.
Blue, any thoughts
she's
on
always
that?
adorable.
Yeah, well,
I mean, how much can we elaborate on that point?
yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, it was a great little chapter of just family being family together.
Yeah.
Like, if you took that chapter out of context and just showed it to random people, like, they probably wouldn't even know that, technically speaking, they're not, like, actually a family, just they're very good at having that dynamic.
Yeah.
And it comes so naturally to them at this point. It's like, yeah, no, they literally are just a more or less kind of normal looking family.
Yeah.
Even with everything going on beneath the surface. It was really adorable. It was very cute. I'm glad that they got to go to their little island resort thing. Like, I'm very curious, like, I don't quite remember if the manga actually said what that destination was, because I don't think it had a name. Did it?
Just Resort Island, I think it was.
Yeah.
Just like the port.
But
They
there
kept
wasn't
calling it
a
the port.
Yeah, there wasn't like a specific name, but I'm assuming it's like Ostentania related, or maybe it is some other country. I don't even know, because there were like homes, it looks like, in there. I very much got a vibe of like like Greece or something.
Okay.
With the staircases.
Like Crete, like that whole area. I see what you're saying. It might just be a
'Cause, like,
resort town.
It's possible. It is. It's just, I think the way the staircases went up just instantly made me think of Greece for some reason. And like Anya was chasing a cat. And isn't there like a specific Greek island that is full of cats or
Is
something?
there?
I think there is. I think it's Greece.
Greek
I
island?
could be
I think-
wrong.
Japan, but I don't know if there's one.
I know there's one in Japan. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I could be wrong. I really don't
Oh,
know.
I
It just looked
mean-
cute.
Yeah.
I'm just happy.
I mean, Greece is like one of the most popular places to go to vacation.
It is beautiful over there.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And this.
I can't wait
It's
to
amazing.
see it animated too. I can say
Oh,
that
yeah.
now.
I know.
I can't wait to see that in full color.
The fish. The fish.
The fish.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
so
animals.
yeah, so let's talk about, I guess, all the activities, including the fish. And this is where I brought in our trusty little headcounting counter. Because a lot of stuff that happened in this chapter we have talked about previously. Starting with, somebody had mentioned the 3-person bicycle thing. Was that Music who had said, or somebody wrote a fic about that, I think, about the three of them on the tandem
gosh.
bike?
Oh.
I don't know,
I
but
feel so bad. I can't remember.
there's been so many fics lately that people have been writing, but
I
so
know.
somebody had talked about it. Music pointed it out, so that's one on the counter.
Here's a little dig.
Yeah.
I love that.
You good? Okay, next one. All right, literally next one. They're in the caves, right? And
Yeah.
that was cute, but Yor is afraid of bugs. If it was not me that came up with that headcanon, there's been like 2 other people that have come up with that headcanon. I know for a fact.
I mean, she's been
pretty
pretty.
bugs since Yuri
Guys,
showed
the
her
whole
the picture.
True.
house been destroyed by cockroach thing. We already talked about this before. You know, the house getting invaded by a cockroach, and then boom, everything gets destroyed because Yura is terrified. Yura is disgusted.
Hell yeah.
We've been talking about this for a really long time.
Yes.
Someone had to animate that.
Yeah. But confirmed by Endo. Ding. Okay, and then they went horseback riding. Loid was freaking out about Anya on the swing. I'm not quite sure why.
I like seeing Loid just being nervous for Anya's safety, but then when he's in life dangerous peril, he's like, "It's fine. This is an average Tuesday for me."
This is fine.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, that's true. But for Anya, he's like, "Oh God, she's gonna like jump off and hit her head, or something
Right.
horrible's gonna happen to her."
And I love how he like touched on that when skipping ahead real quick, when Sylvia at the end was like, you know, how'd it go? And he's like, it was worse than any mission. He's like, I'm so tired. I was just like, you brought that mostly on yourself, dude.
Oh man.
But yeah, and then they went. So they went to go see what was it? The sheep, and then the fishes which again, like Broski and Cool Blue had said, that whole panel was just beautiful with all the fish and the jellyfish and the coral reef and all of that.
He loves showing off how well he can draw fish.
He's
like
so
the
good.
aquarium. The
Yeah.
aquarium chapter was really good, and that had mostly penguins in it too. But then, Jesus Christ, he really went all out just to draw a really good single panel of a bunch of underwater atmosphere.
Endo
was
sees
great.
water and shit just gets real. Like he's like, my moment
And
has come.
those sheep were really, really cute. I liked them a lot. It was like so cute just watching them, like I guess sniff. Anyway,
You want to finish that thought, Blue?
I just mostly meant they were like touching her and nuzzling her. It was very cute. I loved it.
Yeah, it was very
like
cute.
all the little fluffy animals. It's so cute. It's so. I like seeing Anya with like big animals, just like playing with her. So good.
Definitely. And how she was like, look, they look just like Bond. Like,
I find it so funny that they put OMG for that little,
they've done that
like,
before, I
speech thing.
think. For
They've
Becky.
used OMG before? Because
Yeah.
this is the first time I'm noticing it.
No, I'm pretty sure Becky has too.
They have. I mean,
Oh, you know what? You're right. Becky would use OMG, but that's also really funny because no one would probably be saying OMG during that time period.
She
But
coined
like
it.
we said, Endo doesn't care.
Do we really want to talk about an acronym?
Hey, no. Becky is a
We're really right
trendsetter,
there.
okay? She would have come up with that, and we are all just followers to Becky, as it should
That's
be.
true. She's like 60 years ahead of schedule.
Yeah. Sounds about right. And then the whole surfboard thing, and like you're just launching her daughter like a torpedo.
I know. Like her thought was, oh shit, I've been working so hard, I forgot how to control my strength to not do that.
That was
Which
like-
is actually that's actually a very interesting thought that Yor might actually have to mentally remember not to go too hard on like using her strength. Like consciously, she has to think about it because it's not like a subconscious thing. I find it very interesting. That little tidbit.
That's like, I was just gonna say, it's like with Superman.
Yeah.
Because like Superman's whole thing is like he has unlimited strength, but he
Yes,
just has like,
consciously.
yeah, he's consciously just like limiting it all the time. So I'm like,
Which is sort of terrifying. That means that if Yor wanted to, she could kill you with one punch if
yeah.
she really wanted to, but she holds
yeah.
back so she doesn't do that.
yeah.
I mean, we knew. We already
Oh yeah,
know.
Lloyd's known since chapter 6? He's like, dude, she's gonna kill me. He's like, I cannot let her hit me.
I love the surfing.
Alright, but
So cute.
yeah, but one thing that remind me of this whole your passion area in the middle of sea is you're teaching Anya how to ride a bike. When your dad simply
God.
throw you away.
She pushes she pushes Anya on the bike, and that bike goes faster than most driving cars.
Oh god, I don't think Lloyd can save her
That's
from
how
that one. So hopefully he's the one who teaches her how to ride a bike.
Next time Twilight is just like, I need a car, and the handler is, why? I have to catch my daughter.
So from what? Don't ask. It's my wife. She gets carried away sometimes.
And like I love, of course, that Lloyd just naturally, apparently, he just knows everything. Of course, he naturally knows how to perfectly surf on
He fucking would.
on a board.
That was my
So
favorite part.
I
like,
actually really like surfing Lloyd. Can we make that a new AU? I actually really like
Surfing Lloyd, hell yeah. I've talked
Hell
about
yeah.
Beach Bum Lloyd before.
Cowabunga, baby.
but
Radical.
the part about the whole
Tubular.
So no, Loid is Australian.
Was it Nagi?
No, I just wanted to say that my favorite part about was like the perfect teamwork instantly kicking in.
Mhm.
Like, okay, my wife just launched our kid out into the wild. Guess I have to catch it. So he's like, right time to surf and pick up the daughter in middle, because why the hell not? I loved it.
Little do we know that they were
Several
actually
months
playing Anya Ball.
And then from surfing scene we get the best the best Twilight we've seen in a long time. Which is funny because we had talked about how like in the bar scene, after Yor kicks him into the fucking stratosphere, that she had carried him to the park, and ever since then, and even before then, we were like, okay, when's Loid gonna do it? And then he did it, and it was great, and we all loved it.
Oh yeah, the bridal carry.
Yeah. I like to think that Anya, because she was like, oh, I'm sleepy too. Well, that panel, yeah, she's asleep, but I like to think that she would just like, oh, I see mom going to sleep and dad's picking her up. I'm suddenly sleepy too. I want to be picked up and carried too. And Lloyd's just like, fuck me.
I love the little panel where Yor gets like sleepy and just leans and falls on his shoulder, like so naturally.
Yeah.
Because like the sweet thing is, Yor didn't do it on purpose. She was just really tired.
Yeah. And
so it was really, really sweet.
Yeah. And just the wholesomeness of it, I guess, because he's just like, and then so this goes back to that whole moment with Anya with the sheep, and he's having that angsty Twilight moment that he has once in a while, and he's just like looking at both of them, and he's like, and he says, I don't know if it's Yor saying the line where she's like, I hope this peace can go on forever and ever. I'm assuming that's Yor saying it, but it might be Loid.
I think on the inside, Loid agrees. He's just not gonna say it.
Yeah. And he's definitely saying at the very bottom where he's like, and that's why and then it just cuts off. And
damn it, Endo.
Damn it, Endo, right? Like I said this in the chat earlier, but like I hate it when because he's done this several times in the past where like Loid has a thought and he's going in to say it, and then it's always cut off, so we don't know his true feelings about anything, really. Which is great storytelling because it keeps you on your toes, and he does the same thing for
torture.
Desmond. It's torture.
Pure torture.
I'm like, dude, I just need a
It's so burn.
a minuscule.
It's low fucking burn.
Yeah. Give me breadcrumbs. That's all I'm asking.
But
So starved.
But there's something
she's
that
starved.
makes me slightly worried, because every single time, one of them goes like, oh, that's why I need to keep the pace. That's why I do this to keep the pace. Some shit happens to destroy the pace. Something ever happens. It's always like that. They say something like that, 2, 3, 4 chapters later, then a big huge arc with a big threat coming up to simply destroy everything. That's why I'm worried. Because this chapter was a whole fan service. In my opinion, it was a whole fan service. We had everything we asking. This chapter was made for us, defended. It was made for us. But as I say that we have here, when the offering is too much, the saint gets suspicious. And that's why I'm suspicious. Because I can feel in my core something really hard, some really stinky shit gonna hit the fan. Somewhere around the corner.
Oh my god, Blue just blew up. She's popped off.
Yeah. Blue, I don't think this manga is that focused on like in throwing a monkey wrench to us. They have done the complete opposite. Like, oh, look, this looks like foreshadowing for some really dark stuff. Nah, it's messy.
I mean, we finally got like Loid meeting Desmond and then nothing happened after that. He just said hi and then he left.
Exactly, or the dossier, like the dossier with Fiona. Like, oh, maybe there's some dark secrets about Westalis. Maybe there's human experimentation and all this dark stuff. And nope, it's just
He's
an
just
idle
a
joke.
big Broadway star fan.
Big Broadway star fan.
I would like to add though that I like that using the term fan service for this manga doesn't mean what it normally means. It's just we want to see happy families being happy together. I like that.
Oh yeah. Also,
I still would like to see Yorn
indicative
be fair.
of where in life It's like a little indicative of what kind of world we live in. That, oh my god, a family being happy. It's our living fantasy.
Right. That's
Oh
totally.
god.
Don't bring
God.
SK into this. She'll eat that up like no tomorrow.
No.
I know Nagi's taking notes right now.
Oh.
Also, speaking of fan service, before I comment on this current discussion, I forgot. Loid brought Frankie souvenirs. That was another headcanon. And then I'm just
glad
gonna
he
go
did.
ahead and add one on there for. I was gonna say something. Screw it, surfboard. I'm pretty sure we came up with Beach Bum Loid in the past, like I said. Anyway,
Yeah.
going back to the current conversation, I'm concerned because Sylvia already stated that okay, there's a third party involved, or actually it says
Third country.
third country.
Okay, there's
Yeah, I was wondering about if that might have been that. Remember when Yuri mentioned a country for his cover-up story?
It
Was
was
it?
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
Hugaria.
Hugaria. I was wondering if maybe they meant Hugaria,
Yeah.
or if they just mean an entirely new country. They certainly could.
I
I'm
think an entirely new country, because Bulgaria
Because they have that
is like
samurai. Are they gonna put Japan in here?
true.
I mean, whatever
probably
they call
something-
Japan in this manga, but yeah.
Well-
that's a good question.
What was that,
But
Nagi?
my vote is on something similar to this world's America, or
Yeah.
Russia, because we don't have the big two powerhouses of the Cold War. We have the big two parts of fantasy German or whatever it is, and Bulgaria is Hungary, exactly Hungary, like.
Right.
The wine they bought from there, the stuff they told about it, it is fantasy Hungary, and
Ooh,
we are not a
interesting.
big power. We are just a little pawn in this story.
Don't sell
I know
yourself
this
short,
one-
Nagi.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
don't.
had some part in it. Like, okay, so if you want some headcanon for future happy points,
Yeah.
Hungary was part. So we have a little Lake Balaton, where both sides of East and West Germany families could come after a while to vacations, and they could meet there. And many families could came in contact this way, like they took a little vacation trip to Hungary because that was possible, and they met with their family that they couldn't really meet for years because of the wall. So that's a tiny history point for you guys, but that's why I
Okay.
say
That's
the
very
third
interesting.
party.
Mhm.
The third party will be either fantasy Russia or America.
Well,
Or
course.
one of
I'm hesitant to.
Or-
Even though they
Yeah.
suspect that a third country involved, because the SSS suspects a third country is involved. We don't know for sure if that's truly the case or if it's just literally Garden, and they're confusing it for an outside, organization.
Or
Right,
maybe,
that's true.
But even then, regardless, where she tells him, we need to be aware of all extremist movements in Ostania. And he's like, and she's like, she basically gives him the job of finding that out. And he's like, yeah, I got it. So now Endo's setting it up, I believe, to where Loid's going to start picking up breadcrumbs of Garden, because Frankie had alluded to that in like chapter 40. So
Oh,
I think we're
Oh, that'd
starting to
be-
get more pushed, pushing them closer to finding out about each other.
That would be
Oh, I
fantastic.
mean-
honestly,
Oh
I would.
my,
I would love that. I
Yeah.
would really like that. If
I mean,
yeah, they're
we-
like kind of. I think it's really smart way to try and subtly show that they're really trying to push for these two to figure it out or be more connected. But also kind of infuriating.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm actually very excited about the idea of Loid doing like recon work to get actually more information about Garden's organization.
Yeah,
That would actually be really interesting stuff.
definitely.
But there is something about this third country, but there's some stuff. We still don't know if this third country is simply another country coming into the West and East Cold War. It's one more country trying to get into this victory, into this fight, or if it is some sort of thing that Garden used to rub their messes under some carpet, or if it is some sort of nickname of some third-party organization that we might find out later. Not necessarily being just East and West, but regarding another stuff. We still don't know that.
I mean, I don't think you have like.
I don't know how complicated the whole world relations things might get.
I don't necessarily think, like I said, I don't necessarily think it's country related. It's definitely, I believe, organization related. Because we still don't know anything about Leonardo and his whole thing, and whether or not he really is tied to Anya somehow. So, I mean, we've got like 5 organizations at this point. We've got Wise, we've got the SSS, we've got Garden, we've got Anya's whole deal, whatever organization she came from, and then Leonardo's. So there's a 5-way struggle for power here, and we don't even know really 3 of the players. Like, we kind of know the SSS and we kind of know Wise. We don't know anything about Garden aside from Shopkeeper, and that's it. So like, there's a whole lot we don't know, and he's casting Endo's casting his net out as far as it can go. And I'm sure he's not going to hit all of the plot points, but as he's dragging it back, we're gonna see some stuff. Stuff is gonna pop up in that net, and then, whatever. My suspicion is things are going to fall into place for him, and then he's going to take those story beats and roll with them, because there's a lot going on, and I don't think he's planning to use all of them.
I'm certain
some of
that
these are throwaway points.
Yeah.
I frankly do not think like Leonardo is going to be particularly relevant in the long run.
You think?
Yeah,
really, I actually kind of think he might come back.
Oh, he's definitely coming back.
Yeah.
Because they had so many assassins sent just to kill Olga, for God's sake. I don't think they're gonna let up.
The entire thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Where that many hitmen came from? From where? From where?
Because it's the mafia.
But
well, it wasn't all the mafia.
But all the mafia. That bunch of hitmen from just one mafia, or we simply have way more assassin organizations than we thought, and Garden is simply just the top tier. Oh, money in the account, the body is in the ditch. This
is gonna be a little weird, but have you guys seen Lupin the Third?
Which one?
Which one?
Part 5, technically.
No.
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 In part 5, there's like this game of assassination where Lupin ends up being targeted by one rich guy that he messed up with, that sends like a bet, like an online bet, to get Lupin, and like an entire hordes and hordes of assassins come in, and they all have funny designs, they have funny gimmicks, but the actual background of the assassins is not really important. In this case, all this setup about the entire arc was mostly to like develop York. So
yeah,
they had to build a lot of details. So here she could show up her full prowess. B, she should remain sympathetic while like showing her whole prowess, because if he was just killing someone in cold blood, it will make the character look bad. So they needed a setup where she was protecting someone, and C, they needed like a strong enough opposing force that was also an opposing force from well, emotional standpoint, because like Sniff Jobs, Snoops, and all
Sniff
those guys, Sniff and Snoops, they were on it just for the money, and that's really what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs was a businessman, and Snoops was like, yeah, if I get the better pay, fuck all these guys, let's blow it to thing.
Yeah,
So,
but sorry, not to interrupt, but
I mean, because I'm saying this because like there are characters that will, and no doubt will be end game material. They will be important, but it's really important to notice that in some areas, um, Endo is playing a little loose. Like
I
this
don't
whole
necessarily
concept
think
about
that, because so I completely agree with you on, you know, the assassins they were just there for, you know, as fodder for, you know, Yor basically. But I don't think they were the ones that were important. I think Leonardo is the one who's important, and I think that he has ulterior motives besides just taking over, you know, the mafia or whatever, you know, criminal organizations or whatever, because apparently his whole thing is going around and like usurping, you know, other underground organizations, you know. But he was the one who foot the bill for everything. He's the one who put this team he hired, you know, Sniffs to, you know, to put the team together. I would also go out on a stretch and say that had he had the resources for the bombs, and these bombs were West Stalin bombs. So like I don't know if he had a second motive because I don't know if he supplied Snoops with the bombs himself or just gave him the means to acquire said bombs. But regardless, I'd like to think that Leonardo had this second motive of causing, you know, what everyone assumes is the case of, you know, destabilizing relations between the East and the West. Because yeah, go ahead.
Because we in Estonia we have some party groups that want the war. They want war, they want conflict, they want to end up with the other side. So what is avoiding we to think that Vestalis does not have the same extreme people that do want to fight with Estonia. People that do everything they could to start some sort of conflict and to provide for it, because if he had the resources to buy the bombs, he obviously had another resource to get some guns, tanks, and all the other Baltic weaponry. And the weapon manufacturing was the one who's got richer during the wars. So
yeah,
exactly my thought.
Traditional arms dealing, yeah.
Yeah, war makes you a lot of money.
Yep.
I mean that's like a dominant strategy for like real life.
Yeah.
Economic potencies, they instigate war, they manufacture weapons, they sell the weapons, and then they use the funds to instigate war.
Yeah. So that
it's a bit of supply and demand, you could say.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Risky.
I mean, I understand like there's bigger ramifications through all the potential actions that were foiled, but mostly like, should we ever see Leonardo? I really think the character was built as a foil to Olka, and Olka was in turn built as a foil to Yor. So I'm not completely sure. Like, I mean, because the entire point about Olka is that she's yeah, she's technically part of the underworld, but she's an honorable part of the underworld. She experienced the world firsthand, and then she used her compassion to bring it to the underworld and have some code of honor.
Mm-hmm.
While Leonardo is the opposite of that.
Yeah,
It's ruthless. Like, we don't know a lot.
we don't. Yeah, we
Well,
don't.
and we are like going on a limb. I mean, I'm technically going on a limb myself by assuming he's not really gonna have a role later. He may, but like the really important part of Leonardo in the entire arc was that, like, while Olka was willing to just, I mean, Olka wasn't even willing to. Who was her bodyguard called?
What was that?
Her bodyguard, like the guy that.
Zeb.
Yes, Seb. She wasn't even willing to risk Seb because, at the end of the day, the entire mess was of her family. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
And
while Leonardo was like, yeah, if you may, fuck all the people in the
yeah.
cruiser. So,
Well,
Oh.
and we don't know if that was Leo. Well, I guess, yeah, based on what I was saying earlier, he probably was like, yeah, if all else fails, just kill her. Or kill all of them, I should say. But no, you're right. Like, this whole arc was, mostly for the sake of Yor. I think what we're doing now is just kind of, piecing it all together because the next arc is going to start. Unfortunately, not for another month. It won't be until December 12th that we get the next chapter.
Wow.
Yeah, so
no chapter next.
no,
Wow.
we'll have to do something else. Although Jump Festa is, I believe, going to happen within that time span, and I think that's why he's not updating next Sunday or the following Sunday.
We can discuss what happens in Jump Festa.
Oh, that's definitely what we're gonna do.
And we're going to be on withdrawal for a month. What the fuck?
I
are
don't
we
know.
gonna
I think
do?
Edo's gonna give us lots of tasty tidbits for that anime coming up. I'm ready to sink my teeth
Yeah,
into it.
I hope so.
I'm actually,
Yeah.
I'm actually wondering what exactly is this next arc gonna be. It's gonna be more school life. It's gonna be.
It's gonna be more Loid. I definitely think it's gonna be more Loid. With the way that Sylvia, I believe, is setting it up, or at the very least, there's a lot here for Loid because there were some points where I think Loid was suspicious. I mean, obviously he was suspicious enough to get involved, but I think with this whole thing in his back pocket of, oh, I need to start sniffing out all these extremist groups, we're gonna get something, I feel like. But yeah, so that was the chapter. I enjoyed it. I think all of us enjoyed it.
It was. I mean, if we took it completely out of context, it would be just like, oh yeah, that's good. But
it's a culmination.
But as the last chapter of this arc, it was like.
It was a breath of
Okay.
fresh air. It was an exhale after we've been holding it in for months.
It was
It was quite satisfying.
Yeah.
A lot of danger. So yeah, it was a relief.
Yeah. Much needed relief.
Yeah, satisfactory end to a satisfactory arc.
Yep. It's the perfect way to end this arc. And yeah, other than that, I believe we've said all that needs to be said about it. We're gonna go ahead and transition into our next. I never know what to say. Phase, scene, skit.
Dynamic.
Segment.
Sure. There
Yeah,
you.
segment.
Thank you, Cannibal. I've been thinking of the name all day. I can't remember. Next segment. All right. Everyone, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
To me.
Okay. I totally know what Zune is. I'm gonna Google it right now.
By the way, I'm recording
Anyway,
right now.
Oh,
Oh no.
Excellent segue into our next chaotic, probably like 20 minutes or so. All right, so I put together this little game show for all of us. I was gonna look for nice quiz music, but then I said, screw it. We're just gonna go ahead and I've got some contenders here today. Oh, thank you, Rusky. I've got some contenders here today. We are doing the Loid Forger lookalike contest. I've got 7 people here, or 7 characters from various manga and anime here, and we're going to pick the best one, or I should say, the one that looks like Loid the most. And we'll also have a dishonorable mention for the one that does not look like Loid the most, even though at some point within the server, these people have been compared to Loid in one way or another.
Okay.
Oh.
You already know. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put it up. I'm going to put it up in the chat first, and then I'll put it up on the stream itself. All right. So our first
contender.
Oh, there we go. That's what that is. Okay. First contender.
Oh.
Todoroki-san from what is it? I still don't know the English translation. It's the
detective with serious face or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically Yakuza Loid. Which is also funny because Roski has drawn Yakuza Loid before and looks nothing like this. So honestly,
I like how he has scars on both eyes. It's
Like-
not cool enough to have it on one eye, or
Right.
2
No.
eyes.
do you think Loid could do with more scars
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely.
No.
on his
You know,
face?
he'd look hot, but the problem
Anywhere.
is he'd look too noticeable, and that's not the point
Anywhere.
of being a spy.
No, yeah, I know, I
He would
get
cover
it.
it up.
Oh, I mean,
He
but
would cover it up on
imagine
daily
like
basis.
an end game Lloyd that has a scar. That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fucking hot. I'm not gonna lie. That'd be
On
hot.
his
I
face-
like guys with scars. It's true.
Guys with
I'm-
face scars.
Not gonna lie, he reminds me the villain Loid that I made. With the slick back hair and the scars. Because
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
the whole scar thing fit more the villain. Because he wouldn't be a spy, he wouldn't be a mafia, so that would need to be discreet. Concealed and feel I have to blend in and such.
I like your Lord's voice.
That's pretty good.
That was really funny.
Really good evil Loid voice.
Yeah.
Also, it's
I
funny.
usually like to do something like that and talk about my phone.
You're like, I've been holding. He's like, I've been waiting to do that forever.
I need to get it hard.
It's also funny because you had mentioned the disguise, but like literally one of his disguises was that SS agent with the scar on his face. So I was like, oh, he's
Yeah.
already kind of done it. I should have also done him because he also looks like
The
Loid.
one we all been thirsting for. The one that we all been thirsting for.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, we had that one. Yeah, no, we're not gonna talk about that. Anyway, okay. So Todoroki-san. All right. So nothing to compare him to yet, but that's okay. We're gonna go on to our next one, which is, and I keep doing this. There we go. For the next one, Nanami from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh boy.
Shout out to Smallest Senpai on this one. Corporate Loid, as I like to call
A
him.
lot of Twitter. These people getting also upset comparing Nanami to Lloyd. But not because Nanami is too good, it's because for them, Loid Forger is the ultimate DILF. The ultimate DILF. So like, how dare to compare Nani Flop with the DILF Loid Forger. It was literally like that, and I quote, I literally had to be like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was thought about being all the way around.
The Nami is like, I like, he looks like Loid, but if Loid had like,
Doesn't.
he was it?
I mean, he looks like Loid, but he doesn't act.
Yeah,
anything.
that's the thing. Like he does, but he doesn't, and like it just depends. And but his character's like
He
really
has
like
the
sharp
stare.
facial features, I guess.
He has that
Yeah.
that stare, like
True.
he's done. He's done
don't
with
He's
No.
done.
No offense, but I think Loid has more of a baby face.
He does.
No, I think
No, he
so
does.
too.
Yes, he does.
He definitely does.
Exactly like that.
Like pretty boy
Like,
face.
Nanami
Yeah, because
is
people say,
rather rough,
oh, Life
all things
Fighter is
considered.
the young Nanami, but also Life Fighter probably is older, way older than Nanami Gendo. So, it's like,
You
don't
think?
make sense at all.
How do you think? How old is Nanami? I'm not up to date with Jujutsu Kaisen.
I think isn't he 28 or 26? I thought he was 26. He was even younger than Gojo, isn't he?
And
Or
Gojo's
am I
like
wrong?
28, right?
They're not old guys. I don't think Lloyd's that much older than.
No, I think
28.
Lloyd's like probably like 29, maybe 30.
Yeah,
And also,
you know.
Lloyd has learned how to take care of his face
He
because he needs to
moisturizes.
cover it.
That's
He
true.
has to.
Kind of.
I mean,
He's got a
you're right.
very
Yeah.
Specific,
Skincare.
Wears masks all the
skincare
time.
routine.
And
Yep.
Yeah.
this poor soul
No, but-
looks like they just binged university after university and nobody ever told them to sleep. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really quite see it with this guy. I think his features are too sharp.
Okay.
And
Fair
like,
enough.
I don't know, Lloyd's eyes. There's something very specific about Lloyd's eyes.
Very
And this guy
cat-like.
doesn't really have for me.
Fair enough.
This doesn't work.
That's a no on Nanami. I don't know how Smala Senpai's gonna feel about this. We'll ask her opinion later.
Who cares about her opinion?
Oh, you heard it here. Throwdown. Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna cost you.
That's gonna cost you.
I'm gonna get like shot down by everyone listening to this. Like, how dare you talk about Senpai like that?
Yeah, right. How dare you mock our gremlin? Okay. All right. Next one.
Okay.
Zephyr from what I had asked you for before. Well, okay, Blue. What is the name of this manhwa again?
It's called Doom Breaker. It is currently on Webtoon. It's actually surprisingly really fun to read. But this guy, he really does look like Lloyd to me. He really does.
He looks like Lloyd in the face department to me, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But it's just like he's got white hair, not blonde hair, basically.
Paladin Lloyd, Paladin Lloyd.
Paladin Lloyd. We love to see
Yeah.
it. I would
Really, really
say he looks more like Lloyd than the other two. Obviously, I mean,
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Todoroki has the hair, kind of, but yeah, face
But
scars.
fluffy hair Lloyd is superior. We all know this. So.
Fluffy hair Lloyd
this guy-
is superior.
So this guy definitely gets more points in my book.
I mean,
mean,
the facial structure is really much more closer to Lloyd, but the hair doesn't kinda reach it there. And it's not because it's white; it's just it's not fluffy enough.
I think
That's true.
it's too fluffy, to be honest with you, because Lloyd's is more parted. I think, like even when it is fluffy, or maybe longer
think-
is the right word for it.
It's more
I also
like,
actually like
fluffier on the top because he's got
I
like
mean-
what is it? A shave at the
Yeah, let's remember,
Maybe
Oh
like
yeah.
Lloyd has a weird shape.
Lloyd has a weird
The
shape.
back of his head. A weird shape in the back of his head.
Guys,
he shaves. Oh God, what are those haircuts called? I mean,
Undercut?
undercut? Yeah, it's an undercut of it, I guess.
It is an
I will
undercut.
just say though that this guy actually I think he does have like the Lloyd eyes.
Yeah.
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 But
I feel like it
Yeah,
more
I
for
don't know
this
if it's
guy.
like the same,
Yeah.
but
More
do you
tense.
think the do you think the fluff hair Lloyd, he looks more like the real person that is not Twilight. He isn't Twilight at the moment. He is just a man. His true name. He's more himself than the Twilight. I don't know. I get this feeling.
Base
when
form
he's with
Twilight.
His hair down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the real Twilight. The redact name.
Yeah.
He.
Yeah.
Well, I get this feeling.
Oh.
When his hair
Yeah,
down,
yeah,
he's not Twilight anymore.
Coiffed
Just
hair
a boy.
Lloyd is a mask, just like the rest of him is. But yeah, I
Yeah.
do feel like the times where he's like coming out of the shower and he's just like in his own world, like, yeah, that's him, whoever his name is, you know. But okay,
Will
So-
we ever gonna know his name?
probably not.
I don't.
Probably.
I mean, it'd be interesting, but I'm always just gonna see him as Loid. I don't really think
Yeah.
knowing what his real name is would. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what
It's
that
like-
would do.
It better be a good name.
Introducing someone to their dead name, or
Right.
I
Yeah.
think he buried his own
Great.
name.
What if he had his? What if his?
I'd
What
make
if his
it
real name was
called,
like Bob or something?
I would lose
No.
that name too. So.
Bob. See? See?
Redacted.
that's
See?
not me anymore.
That's not who I am.
That I've hidden all this time
Right.
is Bob Smith.
All right.
See,
Move it.
Twilight's main goal of becoming a spy was to get rid of his lame ass name.
Right.
Yes.
Gotta get rid of it.
definitely.
I will too.
All right. For Blue again.
Oh!
I-
Yeah.
Notori from Sweat and
What is
Soap.
it?
Our new server
She got me
fixation.
to read it, and you know what? It's actually kind of fun.
It's really good. It's a good
It's just
manga.
the
I'll
s-
stand by
It's
it.
just the smelling happens. a
No,
little
yeah,
too-
it's creepy as hell, but okay, it looks like Loid. Okay,
This is
Broski's
Loid.
dying.
He's dying inside, but it is him.
Yeah. Okay, but all right, so this is contender for Loid look-alike for me because I mean that looks like him. He's even got the watch and everything, and I don't know, he's got the hair part. The only thing like the eyes are clearly not there.
Right, they're like drawn differently because they're like little dots. It looks like in an eye shape, more or less.
Yeah.
But that's the style.
It
I have
works
this
for this
one question
character.
about, like, are we trying to find the exact drawn character in a different series, or are we trying to find similar characters in different styles?
I guess whoever is worthy of the name Loid. So, there can only be one Loid, but we're trying to find his successor. Let's put it that way.
No, we can find his
Okay.
phonies and his counterfeits.
His phonies and
His,
I mean that's what we're judging right now. So
Yeah.
and
Okay.
yeah, okay. Still, to me, probably the best one so far. But let me see here. Next, this will be an interesting one for
I
a
just
couple
can't
of
with
reasons.
smelling. I can't fucking with that manga. God damn it.
This
That's
is-
Daybreak. I'm sorry.
That's not. It's not Daybreak. It is Gath from one of Endo's previous mangas.
Yeah.
I cannot for the life of me tell you the name of it. It is the one with basically Proto Anya as a Medusa, and then this
Yeah,
is
it's Medusa child.
I remember it.
That's technically cheating.
yeah.
It's a little baby monster girl. She
Um,
was adorable.
and this was the
Picture.
yeah, this was the best picture I could find of him that didn't look like his neck was trying to swallow his head, because this dude has a neck that is like as thick as I am, and it's just like really awkward to look at. Like I don't know what Endo was doing when he drew this guy.
He's just real buff. I don't.
Yeah.
He's just super buff. So
Yeah.
that means he needs a super thick neck for that tiny head.
He
of
is,
his.
but okay. So Loid with a scruffle on his
Loid.
chin, scruffy chin.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's like a mix between Loid and Daybreak for me.
Buffalo.
Buff Loid.
Buffalo for me, nothing more. Just
Yeah,
but Lloyd, if he had the debut, Lloyd with the debut, he
If he
wish
had
he
debut.
had, so he could play Papa Bear.
I mean, that's basically
Yeah,
what he is
Bob
in this.
Loid. Yeah, that's
Papa Bear in this,
fair.
yes.
Yeah, the Papa Bear.
Papa Bear Loid. Okay. Which we
Isn't
all
it
want to
sort
see
of
at some
cheating?
point. Huh?
Isn't it sort of cheating?
I
Isn't it
thought-
sort of cheating to
Kind
use, like,
of, but
to use. It's basically from the same artist. It's just different work, but it's the exact same art, or more or less the same art style,
eh,
but slightly different guy, blonde guy.
listen, I was just trying
I
to
think
fill
it's
in
cheating,
Loid
but
for
I
the
don't think he
lookalikes.
looks like him.
It doesn't
Fair
matter.
enough.
I still think
Doesn't
it's
even
good.
look like-
Okay, and for the next one,
How many do you have?
well, one more after this.
This.
Eugene from Mercenary Enrollment.
Secret of Child. That's it.
Yeah,
Send it to your Secret of Child.
yeah. This
He's
is
their child.
third child.
Ironically, he's a
Yeah.
high schooler, but he kind of looks older than Lloyd in that image, which is confusing.
It's a little weird, yeah.
He's also got the sharp looks.
In the manhwa,
Yeah.
he jumps back and forth from being like cinnamon roll to just like I will murder your
I am an
entire
adult
family.
man.
Yeah, like I've seen some shit, but I'm 17. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Oh my.
He has the
that's part
eyes.
of the course at this point. Yeah.
Definitely the
Yeah,
eyes.
it does. The fluffy hair. The
Too
fluffy
fluffy.
hair too. Not the fluffy, but still fluffy hair. Yeah,
To
the
me,
fluffy hair.
to me, it's like I don't know because like he looks like him, but again with Nanami, it's like he looks like him, but he doesn't look like him. Like something is off, and I guess maybe it is the hair,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Valley.
Still one of my favorite characters though. And then finally, wait. To round off our
God
Oh.
damn it.
I
I believe you
knew it.
after my rant tweet.
So-
Wait, there's too many people already trying to compare them. I am tired of looking at them.
Daisuke from
It's
from
just too much for me.
Millionaire
I give up.
Detective.
I give up life.
So okay, I just did want to take the moment to compare the two because they really do not look similar. I don't know why everyone compares the two
Because
of them.
they're in suits. It's literally just because they're in suits. I think that's
I don't
it.
even think that's it. I think
hair backwards, and that's it.
It does.
The eyebrows.
Issue with
Look at the
Venom.
face.
the eyes.
Different.
The shape
I think
eyes
it is the eyes in this case.
Different.
and the slick back hair.
But I
Just
stand
that.
by my point that he is boring. All he does is pay to get shit that he breaks fixed. And he doesn't even look that apologetic about it. He's really a dick.
Yeah, he's a total dick.
That's a rich boy. That's it. That's it. His personality, money, favorite thing.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm rich.
His little, his what did he call it? Heims? That Siri bot thing? When he doesn't have that shit, he's like useless. That stupid little earring of his, because he didn't have control. I don't know. It's spoilers,
I didn't
I
watch
guess.
Whatever you
But
tell me, I
there's-
probably
yeah.
believe. So
I mean, basically, he has a supercomputer that will give him all the information he wants because his family has a lot of pull everywhere. But like the one episode he like doesn't have that robot thing. He fucking can't do anything.
sounds about right.
Yeah, he literally had a superpowered suit like to help him fight, and then I think that shit got shut down. So he almost died. At least Lloyd can take care of himself even without a super mega suit. I don't like.
Yeah.
Lloyd
He
don't
has
need no
some
super suit.
Feelings.
Okay,
Yeah.
Daisuke is Batman. Simply the Japanese Batman. This Japanese Batman without the muscles. And
Or the brains.
I mean,
Also, not much. I would even argue he doesn't really seem to have much empathy or compassion for people.
Well,
to be
no,
fair,
that's like the whole thing. Is like he's a dick.
I know.
They-
Yeah.
yeah.
So
It's not very
definitely the
simple,
worst
it's just
Lloyd
being
Forger.
rich.
I get it. I get that a lot of anime fans really like Daisuke Kanbei because, yeah, he's a hot-looking anime guy, but Lloyd is better because he has, like, a real personality beneath that pretty face. And, like, takes
just
care of
likes
his
to hide
daughter
it
and is a good
really well.
husband. God.
Drinks his respect women juice.
Yeah, seriously.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So this game has just reaffirmed to me that there is no substitute for the real Lloyd Forger. But it was still fun to play. Anyway,
It was.
that,
Even though you made me angry.
all right, everyone. It's been great. Thank you for playing. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all again next time. Bye.
And there was no prize, just a lot of tears for this.